Alright, gotta move on. This is going to be part two. I'm editing the default or the vanilla roster base characters for MVC2 in Mugen or Eichmann. I'm currently working on the second video for Hayato. In the previous video, I did his idle or his initial stance animation. I did a quick physics drop. Then I created a loop frame and added a blink animation for his idle. This is the end result. Boom. Everything just falls into place. And then that smooth blink. Alright, I'm gonna move over to the crouch here. Should be 11. Alright, let's take a look at the crouch. Wait. 1/1-1. Wow. If you're not familiar with one tick, means there's 60 frames per second in my game. I play it on 60 frames. One tick is a literal frame. So it's 1/60th of a second and it's sitting on just one sprite. Alright, I'm going to attempt to animate this. Let's back out. Let me take just a quick final look at the initial idle. Okay, looks like a breathing animation. Looks like for the exhale, he slightly leans forward. So let's get this crouch going here. For his crouch, I'm literally going to do the same thing. I'm going to, yeah, let's just go in. Yeah, let's stop thinking and let's just get to working. Work first, think later. 111. I just made a duplicate of the frame, which is this duplicate, and then I renamed the index to index 111 instead of 0. And this is going to be my starting animation frame. I'm going to create here. For this frame, I'm going to mimic his breathing animation, which means thinking at an angular, he's going to breathe at a diagonal motion, going from top to bottom, left to right. And I'm going to start with, I think I only want his arm shift here actually. Keep in mind, this is the very first frame that I'm shifting here too. I also haven't done a physics drop, which is very important too. But I'll focus on that later. The physics drop isn't as difficult as I think this here will be. So I did the shift down there, going to blow the eraser up, make it about what I call a 3 point. On the top layer, I'm going to delete everything I don't want to shift. Keep in mind I'm only shifting his torso here. So that means I have to ignore literally everything on the right and bottom of his upward torso here. I have my playlist playing in the background. It's kind of loud. Hopefully you can't hear it. I don't want the video to get like rejected in certain countries because they can hear music. That would suck. You know, for the people who like to see stuff like this. This is kind of weird right here, this part. I'm going to shrink the eraser down to about a 2 point. I'm going to delete the artifacting here. Just right underneath his right, your left, that forearm. Okay, and these are the things that I want to shift. Or rather, the things that I don't want to shift that I'm deleting here. So I don't want the weapon to shift. I want a part of his wrist to somewhat stay in place. His hand isn't shifting. Okay? Shouldn't be any artifacting. I'm just double checking in. Now I'll go to the bottom layer and I'll delete everything that I don't want to shift down and to the right, which would be the back of his forearm here, like so. And I'll just line it up. Just go behind the top layer that I just trimmed. And the end result should actually be pretty immaculate. or amazing. Okay, that's a proper shift down, man. I'm eyeballing his upper leg here. Let's go back to his top leg. Take a look here. Oh no, okay. Thought they were shifting on his upper leg there. I guess not. Huh, intriguing. So this is the first shift that I did here, and it again is diagonally down to the right. Save it, close it, duplicate it, name that duplicate triple two. Keep in mind these animation frames I'm creating, I'm going to relabel because 1 through 5 is typically my preparatory frames, and I haven't created preparatory frames. These are the actual um, in idle animation here, or rather in crouch. So I open up the sprite editor. I'm going to do another shift here. I have to be very careful with this shift though, because I'm going to shift them forward. This is going to be rather tricky, but I can pull it off. No, it's me. I can do this. All right. Let's copy it, paste it, do a quick shift like this. I might have to play around with the hair too. Get the erase route here. Anything I don't want to shift, I'm going to erase off of the top layer. That meaning anything really behind his forearm, or rather behind his upper torso. So I'm just deleting any artifacting, any stray pixels, anything that's not his upper torso. I'm just completely getting rid of it. This is metal, his belt, so it wouldn't stretch, but I am going to make an attempt to shift this upper portion of his thigh, or rather the lower portion of his torso. I will be shifting that. Shrink the eraser down about, let's do 2 points, about 2 points. This, I don't want, again, the belt is metal. I don't want to shift this belt at all. So I have to be very careful there. I'm going to trickily trim this arm here. This is going to be weird. I know the arm shifts over, so I'm going to do this. Let's play it kind of safe. Okay? Just remember it shifts right here. There's no stretching, no squash and stretch, just a full shift. Go to the bottom layer, blow the eraser up to about 4 point. In fact, let's do 8 point. Blow it up to 8 points, and then I'm going to just simply double tap this back layer. Whoops, keep forgetting. I only shift the upper part here of his arm, or his torso rather. So just trim behind his back and his head like that, and that should be it. Shouldn't be any artifacting remaining. I'm going to save that, close that. That should be fine. I trust my ability. Okay, so that's another shift there. That was I think on triple two. So I'm going to do a third. I need to do a third one here. So I'm going to do a duplicate, rename the index to triple three, open up that duplicate in the editor. I'm going to do my third shift. For the third shift, I want to move all of this. I want it all moving. So I'm going to copy paste, do another shift forward there. I just thought of something just crossed my mind. I'm going to I'm going to grab everything, copy paste. Hmm, let me let me do an undo here. I noticed I made 2 copies. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, copy paste, shift forward 1. I don't think I have enough room to pull off what I want to do here. So typically when I have this issue, what I'll do, I'm going to control Z or undo. I'm going to go in the sprite image property. I'm going to stretch it to 150 like that. Now I'm going to try my little shift trick that I was trying earlier. Control C, Control V, push the over arrow to the right, turn off the selector, blow the eraser up. So the things I don't want to shift. Alright, let's get next. I don't want to shift the upper portion of his shoe here, or his boot. So I'm going to trim out his foot like that. I also don't want to shift really his foot. I want his foot to stay static, which is vitally important, like so. The rest of this stuff can absolutely shift over. So I think that's it. I want to drop the frame really quickly. Yeah, that's all I want. Low key, I could leave that knee too. I kind of want his knee to stay put. I want his knee to stay put. It just something about shifting the knee jars me. I want to shrink this eraser down. I'm just gonna grab his ankle. I might have to really shift this eraser, make it tiny. Okay, do a quick trim like that. Blow the eraser back up to a really large size, and just delete the things I'm not shifting over, which is really his the bone portion of his knee. Shrink the eraser down. I want this to kind of squash and stretch, like so. That might be a little bit too much squash and stretch, like this. That's what I want. I just want to barely catch this knee here. Okay, thinking really hard here. I really can't mess this up. Not something you wanna get wrong. Okay. All right, I think this is good. Just delete this part of the knee. So if I did this properly, which let's be honest, I likely did. I can go to the bottom layer, blow the eraser up really huge, delete anything behind the upper torso that I just shifted over, even including this part here. Wait, let me see how deep this goes. Okay, goes about there. Yeah, so even this part of the knee, I can just get rid of. Okay, delete anything behind them. Keep in mind his knee is shifting to the right slightly, which I'm gonna have to do some trickery here. Put it down to 1 point. Get artsy fartsy. Just do some trim work. I know this shifts over, so it should be like that. I think that should be fine. And I think that's it. Save this bad boy. Close it out. Wait, save it. Close it. All right. I think that's it. So my three animation frames there. See his ankle. See his body shift over at the ankle there. That's the effect that I wanted there. He's got a slight shift even on the top of his thigh, as you can see there. It just kind of shifts over. And because I'm a bit of a perfectionist here, okay, that should be fine. Sorry if that'll bother me. That's better. But he has a slight shift over. I could do some more, maybe like some fabric and hair animation here, specifically for this idol. But I think I have a better idea for this frame specifically. I can open it because I know that this frame is going to be the frame that's in motion. I could actually duplicate this frame. Wait, two, triple two. I only did three, four. I have to be very smart here. 4, so I'm gonna have to make a 4. So I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna relabel this to triple 4. Triple 2 is going to be him en route to moving towards the opponent, which means for triple 2, I can do a shift back. So for the shift back, all I have to do is just cut, paste, shift like that. And that should get my point across that he's animated. It should make a flow. There should be like a flow to the way he looks. And if I want to, which I do, I can save it, close it, reopen it, and just do another slight shift right here to this, like that. And that should really get the point across that there's movement. I'll probably shift this too, huh? Shift that like so. Okay. Save, close, go to triple one. Triple one. I think the triple one I could do. No, triple one can stay where it is. So there's the shift, and then the hair goes back in place like that. And triple four, I'm actually for triple four going to shift the hair in the opposite direction. So I'm going to do here, and I can't do the same trick. Well, I can do the same trick, but not to the same extent. So I'm going to shift just like that. Just shift the hair, and then I have to be very careful here. I want to pay attention to what I just did, and I'm going to shift that like that. And should I trim that? I think that looks bad. That looks good. All right. Actually, if I want to, which I do like that. Take this, specifically this strand. Actually, I could do more shifting. I could shift this. Just shift all of it. Yeah, it kind of thins it out. That's fine. I'm not too picky right now. Save it, close it, and again, this is going to be frame 4. So I'm going to open up the sprite organizer, and I'm going to find my sprite that I just made, which is triple 4 right here, 11 triple 4. I'm going to shift that bad boy down, move to the bottom, not the bottom, just shift it down 1. Boom. So now to the proper order. Close that organizer, jump back over to the sprites themselves. They should be in the proper order now. Oh, you guys have no clue how awesome this is gonna look. Alright, so that should be fine. Save it. So I still don't have a physics drop specifically for the crouch. So what I'm gonna do here is a little bit of relabeling. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm gonna shift. I only need 2 for the physics drop, so I'm gonna shift about 2 over for my triple digits specifically. Oops. So just about 2 over is fine. And what should this be? 3, 3, 4. How did I do that? 5, 6. Okay, so that leaves room for me to make 1 and 2 for my physics drop. So for 1 and 2, they're simply going to be 11, group 11, index 0. I'm just going to duplicate it. For the first duplicate, I'm going to name this my new triple 1. And for my new triple 1, I'm going to open that bad boy. Yeah, and I could do a physics drop for his hair. For the first physics drop, I'm going to, let's get artsy fartsy. I'm going to have to draw it. So I just draw it in like this. Nothing too crazy, but if I say it once, I say it again. You have to know how to draw to do this, man. This is not easy. Seems easy when I do it, but this is not easy, man. This takes art brain. big art brain. So I'm only gonna shift these two strands of hair here. Let's clean that off. Only those two shift up. Save it, close it, duplicate it. Okay, back. I'm gonna back up to the one. See, shift over 32. 32 is a duplicate I just made. I'm going back to 31. And for 31, I'm going to name it. I'm actually going to rename this one to triple two. I'm going to open it up in the sprite editor. Click sprite, image, property. Let's up the height about 5. Let's see, 75. Let's see, 75. Okay, so I just need his hair. You know what? I can draw it. I'll draw it in. It'll be alright. It's not gonna hurt. So I'm just gonna draw it in. I'm just making his hair shift. This is a physics drop, by the way. Just one of the frames for his hair falling into place or whatever. Okay. Actually, this will be fine too. Okay. Just keep in mind. I have to keep in mind, right? This is thin, so I could take this black here like this, and then just wrap it around. Got it. Take the eraser and thin it out like that. Okay. All right, that's better. Okay. And okay. So there we go. Yeah, actually, want the strand to kind of flap out. That don't make sense though, does it? Because it's coming from it's a physics drop, so it's coming from an upward motion. This actually looks fine. This doesn't though. Let's tweak this. Okay. All right. Mm, that looks good. Could actually do a physics drop for his shoulders too. I only need about 2 frames for this physics drop though. This isn't like vitally important to me. Uh, but let's do it, man. I'm just gonna shift the shoulder, just the tattered part of his shoulders here. Just gonna do a quick physics drop here. Take the eraser. This is very tricky because I literally can't see what's under here. Kind of nuts. All right, that should be fine. And let's actually get this other shoulder too. Just a slight movement upward. Okay, like that. Yeah, like that. That looks good. Okay, just a little bit of movement there. Save it, close it. Okay, there's my last physics drop, which is triple two. Triple two is before triple one, so I'll open the sprite organizer, get myself in the hang of using this to shift down one. Okay, so it's in a proper order now. As you see there, 1 through 6. Close it out. Okay, save the sprites. Jump up to the animation itself. Open the animation, and now the fun begins. I'm going to copy this single idle frame, the original crouch had. Um, I'm going to start with the prep. I'm going to make invisible text. That means it starts with a semicolon. Call it prep, which is my preparatory or my drop frames. Drop this frame I just copied here. I believe I just made 2 for the prep frames. Space, space. I'm going to create the actual initial idle animation, which is what's going to be on a loop start. Let's plug the loop start in here too. Loop start. Okay, so the loop start is there. This is the actual idle animation. Uh, just remember, I just made like 4 frames for it, which would be 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm gonna name these. I'm gonna start from the last one. 6, 5, 4, and 3. And then I go up here for my preps, which should be triple T, triple 1. For my preps, it's going to be the physics falling in place. It's going to be 3, 3. I just noticed I don't have my frame 0. I'm going to plug that in right here after idle. And it should be, I just noticed I labeled these wrong too. They should be 11, and then these are wrong. Just these are wrong. These are definitely wrong. Should be like this. My fault. Wasn't paying attention. I do that a lot. Unfortunately. 32632, and this was 0. Sorry. Okay. For the regular animation frames, I think I'll set them on 5 for now. 5 might be fast, but just to for spectating. Actually, let's do 6. 6 is slightly slower. So that'd be 6 frames out of 60. All right. So we have the prep. Let's kind of clutter these together. So we have the prep, which is the initial physics drop. They're sitting on 3s. It's going to fall into place to the initial for the original MVC idle here. Can you see his eyes? No, you can't really see his eyes. I need a blink animation. So and then after the idle, it's going to go into the new animation I just created. Um, have to keep in mind it's going to go in a loop. So I'm going to take this 3. I'm going to drop this 3 here. 0. This is going to be where it goes back to. That should be it. Save it, or rather apply it. Close it. Uh-oh. Oh no. I did that thing, didn't I? Oh, yeah, I did. 11, 11, 2, 1. Sorry, I did that thing I do where I type it backwards. All right, so that should be it. I'm just going to play this bad boy. Okay. Not sure if he's breathing fast. I just noticed the CLSN isn't wait, let me save it first before I finagle with this. Save my sprites too. Alright, I just noticed the CLSN isn't set to default. So what I'm going to do is just toggle it with this here. Switch all the selected boxes from regular to default. Just click it. Looks like it disappeared, but I don't think it did. Click it, and there we go. Boom. So now all the CLSNs or the collision boxes are set to default, which means it covers every frame following it. As you can see there, it doesn't disappear. For that, the animation looks kind of fast, but let me double check. Check the speed here for his initial. Okay. Yeah, he moves pretty slow here. So let's go back to this, see how fast this moves. This is a little too fast. So I'm gonna slow it down. I think 2 will work. So I'm gonna do about 8 FPS, or rather 8 frames out of 60 for each one. Slightly slower. I'm thinking if should I tween it? 3, 4, 0, 3, 4, 2, 3, 2, 9, 0. So I'm thinking 3. I don't think I need to tween it. Let's tween it, man, just to see what this looks like. 10, 9, and then I'll shove a 9 right here. Okay, apply, close, play. Much slower. It's got a tween to it. I can work with this. Yeah, I can work with that. So there you go. There's the idle animation, or rather the crouching animation that I just created from scratch for Hayato here. Complete with a physics drop. Physics drop's kind of slow, or rather it's kind of fast, but that's fine. And I'll play it out. That's what it looks like again. And make sure that it's backwards. Dang it! Why do I do that? So triple two. and triple one in this order. Okay, that should fix it. Notice that looked a little weird. Okay, getting close so I can actually see this. Let's play it. Oh, there we go. So he comes complete with the new physics drop. Keep in mind the physics drop were not part of the loop. The physics drop is just the initial frames that play, showing everything that's made of fabric or hair or something that's malleable falling into place before the original animation starts. And now he has a full animation for his crouch. Click and play, and that's it. There we go. Now I have a fully animated crouch animation for Hayato of MVC2. This has been part two of his animation video. And yeah, stay tuned in the future for the next character from the vanilla roster alphabetically. God bless.